Good morning, boys. Time to wake up. According to Oxford Living Dictionary, sleep is defined as a condition of the body and mind which typically recurs for several hours every night, in which the nervous system is inactive, the eyes are closed, the postural muscles relaxed, and consciousness practically suspended. With all the tensions of life, sleep routines and bedtime schedules are more important now for school-aged children than ever before. Even KidsHealth.org states that it is the most discussed aspect of baby care for new parents. Lack of sleep affects the daily function for everyone alike. Therefore, setting a normal bedtime routine is important for school-aged children and must start at the youngest ages in order to have a bedtime become a normal part of life. What are the recommended hours of sleep for school-aged children? From KidsHealth.org, they say preschoolers should have about 11 to 12 hours per night. School-age kids under the teenage mark should have 10 to 12 hours of sleep per night. And teens, which everybody thinks doesn't need a recommended amount, should have at least 9 hours of sleep per night. So what can happen if a child doesn't get enough sleep? This is also something that KidsHealth.org discusses. They become less active. They might not participate in sports. They might not want to do gym. They might not want to have any kind of activity at the end of the day or at home. They have inconsistent performance. Their school report cards will be suffering. They won't want to do things that they normally do if they're asked to read. Short-term memory loss, which I never even knew until today when I was reading about it, is that possibility because you don't have the ability to focus anymore. You have a delayed response time, which is actually something that could be very dangerous when you're driving on the road and could cause car crashes, and you could fall asleep at the wheel because of it too. It can lead to anger problems because we all know when you don't have enough sleep, you're tired, and you can snap at somebody and you can say things that you don't mean. Trouble in school, academically and with teachers and peers. As I discussed, the inconsistent performance and becoming less active are all part of that trouble in school. Use of stimulants like caffeine or energy drinks, which have been in the news lately, have been discussed on kids having problems with their hearts and adults alike having heart attacks because of too much energy being put into their body that isn't natural. Why sleep and routine is good for school-aged children. This is from PsychCentral.com. There is so much good learning that can go on during the hours before lights out. One thing could be reading a book. Everybody can learn how to read or listen to a book that's being read, and can also help with talk about the daily things that go on in a child's life that you might not know about. It builds and nurtures your relationship with your children. This is something that also can help when it comes to teenagers having problems at school that they might not want to discuss during the day. But if you establish a good nighttime routine and a bedtime routine, this can all be figured out. Repetition and structure helps children feel safe. I want to quote something from the article here. Repetition and structure help children feel safe. Bedtime declares that the day is over. When you are loving and firm about when it's time for bed, you are building your children's confidence in the world. So why wouldn't you want to help them feel safe? That is very important in my eyes. And the repetition for young children is comforting. Ever wonder why they want the same story read over and over? Repetition is getting them ready for a bedtime routine, getting the pajamas on, brushing teeth, a drink of water, a story, a hug, a good night. This all lets your child know that what you expect from them. And it does teach them independent skills, the skills that are needed to do this on their own when they get old enough. And it puts the love and language deep inside a person, just like I said with reading a book. You can also have the love of language just by having a conversation with a parent. Now, there are some things that can help a child to fall asleep. Some examples would be their favorite stuffed animal, or this little handy dandy sound machine that can be turned on, and it plays soothing music to help them fall asleep. The importance of establishing a good sleep routine can help alleviate a lot of these problems listed above and allow parents to have valuable time with their children. In addition to all the above benefits, setting a bedtime schedule and sticking with it will not only help your children in school in every aspect of their lives. As a parent, it is our responsibility to provide the environment and the procedure established so that everyone in the house can have a good night's sleep. All right, boys, time for bed. Let's go upstairs and read our book. Good night, everybody.
Okay.